Nearly 3 years since people voted in the referendum. Parliament's now rejected that deal 3 times, and right now as things stand, I can't see them accepting it.
It's very simple. We voted to leave political union to become an independent country. Unfortunately, the Prime Minister doesn't really believe in that.
Let me just tell you, sir, and your colleagues, you sit with our country's flag. You do not represent our country's interests.
They are trying to overthrow a democratic decision. They had their say when they passed the bill. They approved the fact that we would have the referendum. And ever since that they got the result that they didn't want, they have done everything that they can to overthrow that decision.
The only way the EU can survive is more integration, more pooled sovereignty, and that is the direction it's going.
I cannot vote for any of the parties. Labour and Conservative deliberately broke faith with their voters.
We want Brexit because it's what people voted for. They did not vote for a half-measure fudge by Theresa May, and that's what the deal that she's presented to Parliament is.
Humiliation. If I thought she was a clever person, I would have said she'd planned it from the beginning.
I think it's a Remainers deal, orchestrated by Remainers.
She lied from day one. She lied to her cabinet. She's lied to her MPs.
The one thing I don't want is a second referendum, because that would be the end of our democracy.
It's actually meant something, and I'm very worried that it's going to go... Theresa May is going to sign us up to something that we'll never get out of.
So I don't know what to do. I hope another party emerges. I've told my MP, Greg Clark, I will never, ever, ever vote Conservative ever again if we don't get a proper Brexit.
Remainers don't understand the seriousness of going against a democratic vote in this country. It will tear us apart.
What is the point in having a referendum and having a democratic vote? 17.5 million people voting for one result.
Very clearly.
And then we simply pretend it didn't happen at all.
I'll tell you something. The breakdown in trust and belief, not just in our politicians, but in our entire democratic system, will be irreparable.
No deal means we move to World Trade Organization trading rules that the majority of the world operate under.
How much will you pay? How much will you pay the EU then, Richard? What's your exit deal with the EU?
I wouldn't pay the EU anything.
Right,
The House of Lords, of which you are a noble member, admitted in its own report that actually we have no legal obligation to pay a single penny, and yet we've agreed to pay £39 billion for nothing.
Every successful business person I know, when they're confronted with a bad deal, you know what they do? They walk away.
Exactly. Correct.
They walk away.